For many years, the Goliath grouper, also known as the Jewfish, has been considered as a critically endangered species. This massive grouper can grow to be over 8 feet long and 800 pounds, living from Florida shores to Brazil, from California to Peru. This grouper could also be found in the shores of West Africa. The Goliath grouper has been known to attack people who scuba dive. They are also very territorial and aggressive. So, is all the protection that the Goliath groupers have necessary?
This was in 1984 when I used to go to the Dry Tortugas, and I had a boat that slept 28 people, liveaboard boat, and we used to fish for Goliath grouper. Back then they were called Jewfish.
Jewfish.
And this particular trip we caught over 30 of them. Of course, it was a 3-day trip. The rod is very, very stiff. Here, pull on that line.
Goodness.
You know, it's very, very stiff, and this is a very powerful reel. And the secret of catching these fish used to be in a chair, and you'd hold the rod up, and then the fish would pull on it, and sometimes I would actually have to do what they call hand lining the fish. I'd put my hand like this and like this so it wouldn't get twisted in my hand, and I'd pull the fish up a little to help the customers get them out of the water or out of the wreck or out of a cave. Once you got them up a little ways off the bottom, then the rod and reel would do the work.
Do you believe it should be protected?
Not anymore, no. I think there's plenty of the fish now that they should be, the moratorium on catching them should be lifted. And I would be a bit surprised if it's not lifted very shortly, because we catch them almost regularly now.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for catching the fish?
No, because there was always, we could always keep them. Now when we catch one, of course, we let them go. You can't keep them any longer. But I had an incident where I got in trouble physically because we used to have a long stick about like a broom handle. And on the end of the broom handle I had a hole and a light line going through it. And when you'd catch one, you'd take this pole and you'd shove it down their throat through their gills and wrap it around, and you'd have 2 holes on the animal, and we'd tie them to the side of the boat. But one time I was sticking that stick down there, and I got my whole arm got cut up pretty bad because they have a lot of perforated edges on their teeth, and it scared the hell out of me.
Do you think there should be a season for Goliath grouper fishing?
A season, perhaps. You know, we catch them almost year-round, but you get more in the summertime. They're more active in the summer, and they're more active on a slack tide as far as feeding. But a seasonal, yeah, that would be fine.
What is the biggest grouper you have ever caught?
Biggest Goliath grouper ever caught was 455 pounds.
How big do the Goliath grouper get?
I'd say around 450, 500 would be about the biggest. Some claim they've seen them 500, 600, 700 pounds. I never have. The biggest I ever caught was 455. And that was on the scale. In fact, when I caught that fish, when we gutted him, took his guts out, there was a big lobster in there. And I actually have a photograph of that too, with this big lobster coming out of his stomach.
I'm Captain Marlene. I'm the Assistant Dock Master of Naples City Dock. I've been here 19 years.
Why is the Goliath grouper used to be called the Jewfish?
I don't know why it was originally named the Jewfish, but I think because it was so huge. I'm not really sure why it was originally named that.
Is the Goliath grouper safe to eat?
Absolutely, they're delicious. We used to eat them way back when.
Should there be a season for fishing for them?
Definitely. They are eating, they're so big, they eat the other smaller grouper, they eat the stone crabs, they eat the crawfish, lobster, and they are so huge they have no predators.
Have you ever caught a Goliath grouper?
Absolutely.
What was the biggest one you caught?
The biggest one I caught was over 200 pounds. I caught one recently on the charter boat Dallas, and he was about 85 pounds. We had to release him, of course. But back in Marathon, they had one mounted that was over 900 pounds on a charter boat.
Okay. Do you know why they became protected?
Because people were slaughtering them, they don't move away. And they were getting spear gunned and over harvested. So that's why.
The Goliath grouper will remain under protection by the World Conservation Union. Even though many people disagree with all these policies, the slow reproduction rate and the slow growth will make the Goliath grouper remain in the endangered species list.